News 25 is brought to you by Golden Casino Group, where you'll always find great fun, good food, and fantastic entertainment, all at Gold Town, Lakeside, and the Pahrump Nugget. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-990 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, a 12-year-old is killed traveling back to Pahrump, and a home is destroyed by fire. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Well, 2 people are arrested in connection with the child's death. It's Friday, December 6th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. A mother and her son are taken into custody in New Mexico when a family member dies. According to the New Mexico Department of Public Safety, on December 1st, the New Mexico State Police Investigations Bureau responded to Interstate 40 around mile marker post 114 in Cibola County near the town of Laguna for an unresponsive 12-year-old female child whose condition was believed to be the result of child abuse. State Police Investigations Bureau agents learned that Heather Rooks, who is 39, from Pahrump, Nevada, was traveling through New Mexico to Nevada with her 17-year-old son, Cachicadorian Rooks, and her 12-year-old daughter in a van driven by Heather's father. Heather and her father were in the front seats while Cachicadorian and the daughter were in the rear seats of the van. The daughter threw a tantrum because she didn't get a toy at a gas station. The arrest warrant says that the 12-year-old had been diagnosed with schizophrenia. Cachicadorian sat on the girl's face and throat to restrain her for up to 45 minutes until she was not moving. The mother said that she believed the child was asleep at the time. Police say that the grandfather pulled the van over and began CPR on the girl. Emergency medical services were called, and the girl was airlifted to an Albuquerque, New Mexico hospital. Heather Rooks and Cachicadorian Rooks were both arrested and charged with child abuse and neglect, resulting in great bodily harm on December 1st. They were booked into the Cibola County Adult and Juvenile Detention Centers on no bond holds. On December 4th at around 1 p.m., the child died from her injuries, and as a result, Heather and Cachicadorian could be facing additional charges. The case is still under active investigation by the Nye County State Police Investigations Bureau. The identity of the victim will not be released at this time. The grandfather, who has not been charged, will not be identified. At the conclusion of this investigation, New Mexico State Police say that it will be turned over to the appropriate district attorney for prosecution. Heather Rooks has been known in town as working at several grooming facilities. The father of these children has not been identified at this time. Well, Fire Chief Scott Lewis says that 1 cat may be missing in a house destroyed this morning by flames. The large home, decorated in holiday cheer, caught fire in a North Side neighborhood. The family was out of town when they received the tragic news from a neighbor who had called to inform them of the situation.
Just after 9 o'clock this morning, we were dispatched for a report of a structure fire in the area of the 700 block of West Galley. As we were exiting the main fire station, we observed a large smoke column developing in the area of the reported fire. As we arrived on location, we had heavy fire conditions with fire actually through the roof and sections of the roof collapsing early on. We determined that the occupants were not at home at the time of the fire. Crews commenced what was called a modified attack, thus quickly knocking down the exterior fire and then moving to the interior to cut off any of the fire expanding or going through the remainder of the house. Crews were able to place the fire under control in about a half hour after arrival. The fire is under investigation. It's thought initially to be accidental in nature. The State Fire Marshal is helping us with the investigation.
Tell me about the animals inside the home.
We didn't locate any animals. There's 1 cat possibly missing, but we hadn't been able to locate any of the pets or that cat.
And this is a tile roof, a 2-story structure.
It was a large structure. It was what we consider a Type 5, which is a wood frame structure. and it did have a tiled roof, and that tiled roof collapsed early on in the fire.
All right. So, of course, I delayed notification because it was called in by a passerby.
Correct. It was unoccupied, so any smoke conditions or any other conditions that were suspect couldn't be reported until someone actually saw it. So half of the structure had a second story. The other section did not. And in the two-story section, it was mostly smoke and heat damage, and we minimized the fire. We considered that an internal exposure.
All right. Well, recently, the United States Department of Agriculture announced 2 proposed changes and 1 final rule change to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, which serves more than 400,000 Nevadans. The final rule, published on December 5th, addresses changes to SNAP recipients classified as able-bodied adults without dependents. The new rule limits states' abilities to override work requirements for SNAP recipients. The order affects adults who are less than 50 years old who do not have disabilities or dependents. The current rule requires the group to work at least 20 hours a week for more than 3 months during a 3-year period, but states can waive the rule if work is not available. The new rule will limit the state's abilities to do that unless unemployment reaches a specific rate in that area. Today, the state of Nevada was informed it has received a 3-month waiver for this rule, which applies to all Nevada counties, with the exception of Washoe. The waiver of the time limit will be in effect from January 1st of next year to March 30th of next year. As mandated by Nevada law, the state will continue to apply for waivers, but if future waivers are denied, then more than 32,000 individuals will be transitioned off SNAP when they exhaust their 3-month of benefits. Additionally, there are 2 proposed rule changes. One is the broad-based categorically eligibility, which addresses the types of government benefits that automatically qualify families for SNAP and standard utility allowance regarding the guidelines states use to calculate the standard utility allowances. The proposed rule change will eliminate the broad-based categorical eligibility policy and impose a financial asset test on SNAP applicants that were approved under that category. The Division of Welfare and Supportive Services estimates that about 46,000 SNAP recipients will no longer be eligible, and 7,415 children who are on a national school lunch program will be affected by the proposed rule. The second proposed rule for the standard utility allowance may show an increase of more than 4% to recipients, according to the USDA analysis. Currently, Nevada's average SNAP benefits per household is about $220. If the proposed rule on the SNAP values is approved as written, the average benefit per household in Nevada will increase by $9.44 per month. Currently, 117,968 out of 221,272 SNAP households qualify and receive the standard utility allowance. We'll have more news right after this break.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
All right, welcome back. Let's go to Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, the government says the trade deficit dropped nearly 8% in October. It's happening as imports and exports in and out of the U.S. has declined. The UAW is naming Rory Gamble as its new president. Gamble is credited with leading contract negotiations with Ford. He replaces Gary Jones, who stepped down last month in connection with a bribery scandal. Jones chose to resign and has not been charged. Nissan Motors is halting production for 2 days in January. The automaker is attempting to reverse its money loss. It will affect the headquarters in Nashville, and it's likely all furloughed U.S. workers will go unpaid for 2 days. Saudi Arabia is pricing its Aramco IPO at the top end of the range, valuing that company at a staggering $1.7 trillion.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
Thanks, Angela. Well, the Nye County Sheriff's Office has the results of a saturation patrol that was conducted over the Thanksgiving holiday.
The increased enforcement effort begins December 20th and runs through January 3rd. Additional officers will be on area roadways looking for and stopping drivers who are under the influence of alcohol or drugs. The Sheriff's Office reminds everyone to drive safely this holiday season, and if you choose to drink alcohol, always use a designated driver. They also say using prescription medication or marijuana and then driving is also illegal and will land you in jail. If a prescription bottle says do not operate heavy machinery, that warning also applies to the operation of a motor vehicle, a message echoed by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration in this public service announcement.
These may cause drowsiness, so until you know how you will react to the medication, do not operate heavy machinery. Like your car.
Oh, totally.
There's more than one way to be under the influence.
Another great way to stay safe on the roads is to wear your seatbelt. In a statewide Click It or Ticket event held around the Thanksgiving holiday, the Nye County Sheriff's Office joined other agencies in a focus on seatbelt violations. From November 18th to December 2nd, the Sheriff's Office made 133 traffic stops, wrote 118 citations, and issued 29 warnings. The total fine for a seatbelt violation in Pahrump and Tonopah is $75. In Beatty, it's $115. And the Sheriff's Office reminds everyone that seatbelts save lives. For News 25, I'm Brad Francis.
All right, much more news after this break.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Nye County's injury attorneys. Don't get bullied by insurance companies. Call Jason Ernest and bully them back at 775-727-9500.
Well, the Pahrump Arts Council is having a special craft event happening this Sunday just for kids.
I'm a board member of the Pahrump Arts Council, and we're doing a special event for kids this year. I hope to do it every Christmas. And we're doing cookies, crafts, and we're going to have Santa. Lots of fun.
Yeah.
There'll be 3 crafts for the kids to do. And they can have hot chocolate and cookies and visit Santa. We're having a photo booth, and they can take their own photos with the props and the backdrops and stuff.
Lots of fun at the Bob Roode Community Center?
At Bob Roode on Sunday, the 8th at 1 o'clock.
So what age groups?
It's geared for 5 to 12. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have a table for the littler ones that are probably coming with their siblings for coloring and some things like that. But most of the crafts are geared from 5 to 12.
And so the Pahrump Arts Council is sponsoring this. These are items that you can put on your tree, that you can take home, that you can give as gifts?
Yes, they're fun things. We're doing a necklace that the kids can wear and a little tree ornament that they can make. And then we have a whole bunch of different foam crafts that they can put together. Those could be ornaments or put them on the wall or decorate a package with them.
But also Santa's going to be there, so you can't beat that.
Yeah, can't beat Santa. He'll be there handing out candy canes.
All right, so is it free or is there a charge?
It's $5 per child, and that's just to cover the basic cost for the event.
All right. And so Bob Roode Community Center, 1 to 3 this Sunday. If people want to find out more, can they contact you or go to the Pahrump Arts Council Facebook page or website?
They can call me. My number is 949-458-9696.
All right, come on down.
Let me know.
Thank you. All right, well, let's go to Darby, who's going to introduce you to a dog that is up for adoption at Desert Haven.
Today's Save a Pet is proudly sponsored by Jason Ernest with Mountain West Lawyers. Call 775-727-9500.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Daisy. Daisy is a gray American Staffordshire Terrier mix. She does have some little white paws and a little white chest. She's super sweet girl, very, very loving, has a super infectious personality. Come on down and see her and all of her friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society. You'll definitely want to bring her out to the yard, spend at least 15 minutes with her so she can fully warm up to you. You can see her cute little personality. They're on Siri Lane behind the Nye County Courthouse. You can give them a call at 775-751-7020. You can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society or go online at deserthavenas.org.
All right, let's go to Josh with today's Great Computer Deals Tech Tip.
Reporting from my man cave, it's Josh from Pahrump's own Great Computer Deals, and it's time for another quick tutorial. Has your computer ever been running but there's nothing appearing on the screen? Well, it's probably just asleep. In order to adjust those sleep settings, click on the search box in the lower left-hand corner of your screen and type in the word power. At the top of that list, you'll see power and sleep settings. Click on that. Under power and sleep settings, you're going to be presented with two different options. First one has to do with your computer screen or monitor and how long it takes for it to go to sleep. I recommend 1 hour. The next one has to do with your computer itself and how long it takes for it to go to sleep. I recommend 2 hours, but remember, this all comes down to personal preference. Adjust it to whatever you need it to be.
Still need help? Come to our store where you'll find low prices and friendly faces. We're located at 1190 East Highway 372, or call us at 775-990-8833.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, let's see what it looked like earlier today on that weather cam. Oh my gosh, cloudy skies. I did see a beautiful sunset though in the other direction. Let's see what's in store for this weekend after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donohue with today's weather. In Las Vegas, we had a high of 61 degrees with a low of 46. Death Valley 68, their low at 54 degrees. Amargosa 59, the low of 44. 55, 41 in Beatty. 42, 32 in Goldsfield. 38 degrees, the low of 31 in Tonopah. 40, the low of 34 in Carson City. Both Fallon and Fernley with a high of 43 degrees. 31 for the low in Fallon, and at Fernley, their low at 33 degrees. Now today in Pahrump, we saw some mostly sunny skies. Our high today was just 60 degrees. Winds coming out of the south at 7 miles per hour. Our humidity at 62%. And our sunrise at 6:40 this morning. Now for tonight, we're going to see some mostly clear skies. Our low is going to be 48 degrees. It's 55 outside right now. Winds coming out of the southeast at 8 miles per hour. 69% for our humidity. And 4:28 p.m. for our sunset. Now looking into our 7-day, we're going to expect some more cloudy skies through the weekend. And then on Monday, that sun's going to come back, but just for a moment, because on Tuesday, those clouds are coming back and they're going to hang out through next Friday. Temperature-wise, on Saturday, we're going to be seeing a high of 61 degrees. Then on Sunday, we're going to drop down to 57, and we're just going to be hanging about 57, 56 degrees all through next Thursday. And then next Friday, we're going to jump back up just to that smidgen to 61 degrees. For overnights, on Saturday, we're going to be seeing a low of 51 degrees, down to 40 on Sunday. Then on Monday through Thursday, we're going to be hanging out in about those mid-30s, just between 34 and 36 degrees, up to 38 on Thursday. And next Friday, back up to a low of 41 degrees. So now with that, we're going to throw it back to the desk with Deanna.
Thanks so much, Michael. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. We hope you have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.